Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Yohnee Moode and this is a Yohnee Moode Mastery class. Getting right to it, this class is called How to Engage Your Congregation in Worship. How to engage your congregation in worship. Number one, pray for them. The best way to get a feel for where your congregation is to actually pray for them. Ask God where they are. He knows each one of them intimately, and He is able to guide you and to lead you into the way that you need to go as far as preparation for your worship service. Pray for them. Ask the Lord, the one who knows them best, what it is they need, and He will guide you and let you know how to proceed with planning your worship service. Number two, engage the congregation outside of worship service. That way you get to know them. You get to know who they are. You get to know their family situation. You get to know what they may be going through, what kind of circumstances they may be in, what kind of challenges they may be facing. Get to know them outside of worship service so that then you have an idea of who they are, what they're dealing with, and then as you're planning your worship service, as you're, and I have a video basically on how to choose worship songs, but as you're planning your worship service, and as you know, even more than that, as you're in the middle of your worship service, as you look at them, as you engage them, you have also in your mind what it is that they're going through, so that if there's any time during that worship service that you need to exhort, or you feel the need to exhort them, you'll have that knowledge. You'll know them, they'll know you. There's a trust factor there. And so if they know you also because you've engaged them off the stage or outside of worship service, then they'll also be able to trust you in your leading as you exhort them during worship service. Number three, make sure that you use familiar songs so that they can sing along with you. The purpose of worship, congregational, corporate worship, is to get everybody engaged in the worship service. And so if you tend to sing songs that are really not well known, if all of your songs, I'm not saying you cannot sing songs that are not mainstream or popular songs, but if all of your songs are that way, then you'll get less participation from the congregation, because most of them are not musicians. Most of them are not really in tune with researching music. They're not really deep into it, and so if you do that, then you'll get less participation because there will be less familiarity with the music. Number four, help them to see themselves. Help them to see where they are. This also kind of goes in conjunction with number two, I think it is, where I said get to know them outside of the worship service. If you also, while you're in worship service, help them to see where they are. Help them to see where they are. Help them to examine where they are and what's going on with them, and how they should react in that particular situation. That is another way that you'll get them to engage in worship. If they can't make the connection between the song and where they are, or if they can't get past their circumstances or past their situations or challenges in order to participate, then sometimes you can help them from the stage to do that. A part of that is knowing them outside of that worship service, but the other thing is being in tune with what God is telling you at that time. He'll also lead you within the song that you're singing. He'll lead you in how to exhort the congregation and how to get them more engaged in what it is they need in order to focus in on Him. He'll often let you know that, this thing is going on in the world, or this thing is a distraction to them. Sometimes, most of the times it's as a whole, the congregation as a whole, as a unit, what might be blocking them. But then there are also times when it'll be an individual that he will give you information about, and say he'll give you a word of knowledge to say that, well, maybe this is blocking him, or this is blocking this person, or they can't focus because this happened on the way to church, or this, they're experiencing this kind of situation in their life. And so you helping them to make the connection between what they're going through and the song that you're singing will often help them to engage and to get past whatever it is that's blocking them, so that they can engage fully in the worship service. And the last one is number 5. Teach them, show them how to respond in worship. A lot of times as worship leaders, we assume that everybody knows how to worship. We assume that people know what it means, and we assume that people know how to respond in worship. That is not an assumption that we should make. We should assume the opposite, that maybe they don't know, that maybe it's something that they haven't done. That is what we should assume, and then that we should teach and show them based on that assumption. A lot of times people, it may be awkward for some people. The intimacy of worship is not so easily entered into by everyone. Not everyone is open emotionally to the intimacy of worship, and so it takes time for one, and then it also takes teaching. You may have to show them by demonstrating yourself, not just by telling them to do something, not just telling them lift your hands or raise your voice or say this or bow your head or give him praise or whatever. Show them what that means. You lift your hands, you give him praise, you give him glory, you bow your head, you bow your knees. You not only teach them what that means using the Word of God, but also you show them what that means by demonstrating it to them. All right, and that's it. Engaging the congregation in worship. That's it. I hope it was helpful to you. I hope you got something out of it. Please feel free to comment below. Any questions that you have, please feel free to ask them. Thank you so much for joining me. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and turn on your notifications. That way I can let you know when the next video is coming. And until next time, thank you so much and have a great, great, great week.